I'm laying in my bed, really just trying to figure out what this documentation will look like. I'm laying in my bed, really just trying to figure out what this documentation will look like in preparing for this laparoscopic myomectomy. I was diagnosed with fibroids in June, in the summer, really, in the summer of 2019, and it honestly wrecked my world. I had so many questions, and I felt like nobody could give me the answers at the time. And so I'm making the decision to try to capture and document and check in with my feelings as I wrap my mind around what's getting ready to happen. Surgery was not what I wanted, but it feels like it's just the best approach for me right now. And so I'm a ball of emotions when I think about everything that it took to get here, to make this decision. But I'm looking forward to being on the other side of it. So we're 21 days out. As I am headed back from the gym, my mind has been on the weeks to come for quite some time, and in reflecting on everything that everything that has transpired as I get ready for this process, I was reminded that back when I had no idea that I had fibroids, that there were rumors going around. Like, people were asking my friends if I was pregnant. People who do not know me well, people who were attending church with me, people who honestly just lacked the ability to mind their business. They were creating this environment that brought rumors about that I was pregnant. At the time, like I said, I had no idea that I had fibroids, none. And so I think it's been one of the things that has honestly blown my mind the most, that when people see changes happening in the body, that their automatic response is something that brings about a rumor. It's wild. It's really wild to think about when I look back on it. Like, these were people who went to church with me, going around asking my friends, is Kiera pregnant? That's been the biggest thing that has honestly just pissed me off throughout all of this, because I'm like, there's this thing happening that I don't know that's happening, and there's this thing that's changing my body that's happening, and I don't know why it's happening. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if it's the food that I'm eating. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on. And to have people speculate pregnancy, that hit a sore spot for me. It still does, because sometimes people still ask, people who do not know me, might I add, they're like, oh, congratulations. And I'm like, oh, I'm not pregnant. And then there is this huge surprise look on someone's face, and they start to feel uncomfortable when really all you had to do was mind your business. That's it. That is it. Just mind your business and spare you the embarrassment, honestly. Hello, everybody. We are almost a week out from surgery. I'm not gonna do the exact date count because it doesn't matter at this point. But about a week ago, this time last week actually, I kind of found out that the 2-week downtime recovery time that was given to me was not realistic. So if you are looking to have this procedure, I just want to tell you that there's a possibility that if you have a laparoscopic myomectomy, while they say it will be a 2-week recovery time, that it could be 3 to 4. It wasn't something that I wanted to hear, but I appreciate the open conversation that I had about it with someone who had the procedure before, and a couple of nurse practitioners who were familiar with the process. So if you decide to get a laparoscopic myomectomy, know that although they may say it takes 1 to 2 weeks, downtime, recovery time, that a full recovery is probably going to be longer. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's body reacts to things differently. So what may possibly take 1-2 weeks may take somebody else 4, may take somebody else 6. You just never know. So a huge piece of advice that I would give is just to be patient with yourself, your body, this process, even going into it, and give yourself some grace. Don't rush back into life. That's been my biggest thing. Everybody has really been on me to just rest and to recover, not to jump back in and think that this has to move quickly, because it doesn't. So yeah, if you're looking to get that procedure, know that it may take a little longer to recover than what you were told or what you may think, and that's okay. In terms of feelings, emotions, right now I feel pretty okay. I'm going to begin a fast on tomorrow in preparation for this process, to have my emotions right, to have my headspace right, and to just pray about the best outcome. So that's going to be my focus this week leading up to surgery, is to focus on Kiera, and to focus on my relationship with God, because that's what's going to keep me sound and sure in this process, is to lean on the only thing that I know how, and that is my faith. So that's all for today. That's all for now. I have promised myself to try to make these videos as things come up, because if not, I'll forget. Life be lifing. But if you're watching this, thank you, and keep me in your prayers. Hello, guys. I am it's not even about anymore. I am literally 7 days out from surgery. Today wasn't the first official day. I started it yesterday, but so today is day 2 of my fast. I've decided to limit my meat intake, so do a Daniel fast from 6 to 6 and drink water only, no sweets. And so today went well. I think that my mindset is so focused and determined right now that it wasn't hard. And that's probably the first time in years since I've completed any type of fast and it didn't feel extremely difficult. So yeah, day 2 of my Daniel fast was a success, and I am so ecstatic. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. Outside of that, the scheduler from the doctor's office called me today with unexpected news. She was like, "Hey, Miss Potts, we haven't seen you since October. Can you come down Thursday to do another ultrasound at 7:45 a.m.?" And I said, do you have something later? Because not only do you want me to drive to Birmingham unexpectedly, you want me to come at 7:45 in the morning to have an ultrasound done, to be violated at 7:45 in the morning. Get somebody else to do it. Nonetheless, I have another ultrasound scheduled for Thursday. I have my pre-op appointment Thursday as well. And so gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone, address any questions that I have prior to surgery, and get this show on the road. Right now I don't feel nervous. I feel a sense of peace that I'm grateful for. That may change, but again, that's the point in me doing this fast, is so that I can be in the correct headspace all around to successfully come out on top of this. And so yeah, we are 7 days away. My pre-op appointment is scheduled. My ultrasound is scheduled before surgery, so they can check all the things. And today has been a good day. This time next week, things are gonna look completely different with my body. And I don't want to say I'm excited, because I'm not excited to be put to sleep and cut on, but I'm excited for what's on the other side of this, whatever that is, whatever that may look like. I am looking forward to feeling some relief, I think, is the biggest thing. So yeah, here we are. You're gonna have to excuse my appearance because I'm leaving the gym. But it's ironic that within the last hour or 2, I've had 3 different people, 3 different friends, 3 different friends ask me how I'm feeling about Monday. These 3 friends do not know one another at all, but they've all asked me how I'm feeling about surgery. And honestly, right now, I still feel pretty good. It is Wednesday. My surgery is on Monday. And so I'm pretty at peace about everything happening right now, and everything that's going to happen. I have my post-op appointment tomorrow. So between tomorrow and Sunday, my feelings may change. But as for right now, I'm pretty at peace about everything. I know that God has got my back, and I'm praying for the most successful outcome possible. And I feel pretty good. We know that the good book says, well, maybe not all, but I know that the good book says that, that we can have a peace that surpasses all understanding. And ultimately, that's where I feel like I am, that I have a peace that I simply cannot explain. that's a little unusual for me. I can be a bit of a worrywart sometimes, and where I've gotten in my mental health and in my life, I've learned that worry adds nothing to my life. And so I'm at peace, a peace that surpasses all understanding, okay? Because it really is surpassing my understanding. Coming back one last time to say that I am extremely grateful for people who have checked in on me, who, if I've crossed their mind, even though, the surgery has not happened yet, I'm grateful for a support system that checks in on me even before the facts and make sure that I am good mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That right there, that is that. I don't even have the words for it. Like, it's really amazing. And I'm grateful. I am so grateful. So grateful. It is something that I've never experienced before. It's going to affect me in a way that I just can't, put words to, because it hasn't happened yet. But I'm grateful to have people in my corner who care about me genuinely, to make sure that I'm good. That is something that is rare nowadays, and I am thankful. And I'm gonna go now before I start crying. Hello. So I am currently in Birmingham at my gynecologist's office, my doctor who's going to be doing my procedure. I've completed all of my pre-admission things already. It went great. Had my blood work done, went smoothly. And so had another ultrasound done this morning. And now I'm just waiting to talk to the doctor. I am still feeling pretty good about everything. Not nervous. I'm at peace. And I'm kind of at a place where I'm just ready to, not to get it over with, but I'm ready to be on the other side of it. But so far, so good. I'm out of breath. Don't know why. Rushing. But just waiting for the doctor to come in. Today's Thursday, and so my procedure is Monday. First thing in the morning. I'm actually the first one on the schedule. So yeah, I feel pretty good. I've still been fasting. I've had no meat between 6 to 6, and then after 6, if I eat something, I've only actually had chicken, and that was maybe Tuesday. Outside of that, I haven't had any meat, and I feel great. My body feels good. I've drunk a gallon of water a day. I've exercised every day, and that's really it. I fasted from 6 to 6, no meat, and try to have my gallon of water gone by like 5 or 6. That doesn't always happen, and it's okay, but that's pretty much what I've been doing. And so we will see how my talk with the doctor goes. For whatever reason, there's something about reading through consent paperwork that can make you a little anxious, even though you know and understand the risk of surgery and what you agree to and what you're going to do. Somehow reading it on paper can, increase anxiety a little bit. Overall, though, I'm still good. It's just I was reminded, of the severity of something like this, but it's still all good. I am getting ready to hit the road. Back to Huntsville. Everything went well. I am cleared for surgery Monday. There have been no changes in my ultrasound. Nothing new popped up. No cysts, no change in fibroid size, none of that. So I got all my questions out of the way, and I'm good to go. So I guess I'll check in with self again on Monday to see how I'm, not Monday, Sunday, to see how I'm feeling about everything. But so far so good. I'm still pretty calm, pretty at peace, and ready to be on the other side of this. So yeah, that's all for now. I'll come back later with more information of things that I can't do before surgery, after surgery, and all of that fun stuff. So peace. It's Friday, April the 28th, I think. Yes, April the 28th at 10:46 at night. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Today drained me. I don't know where it came from, but the latter part of my day today just felt so overwhelming, really out of nowhere. And that overwhelming sensation had absolutely nothing to do with the surgery, but it had everything to do with everything that I felt like and feel like I need to get done before surgery happens, between work, between my businesses, and just life in general. Trying to make sure that I have everything taken care of so that I can focus on healing, and recovery. I'm still peaceful as it relates to surgery itself, but I got a little overwhelmed today, and I didn't really know why. I think it was just too much going on at one time, and it kind of just all hit me at once, and I was like, I don't like this feeling, but I'm over the hump of it now. I am getting ready to go to bed, and I'll have a more detailed video tomorrow to discuss my pre-op appointment, everything that kind of transpired during that. It was a lot of information that I received. I had to start using a special soap, a special wash to bathe in from today till Sunday in preparation for the surgery. So tomorrow, hopefully, I am able to make a more detailed video on what my restrictions are for surgery, what I've done thus far, preparing for surgery, and my pre-op appointment, my pre-admissions appointment, my pre-surgery appointment, whatever it is that you want to call it. I'm going to try to put all that in the video tomorrow and not forget anything. So I needed to let that out. But yeah, we are Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days away from surgery, so more to come. Hello. I feel that it's only right to let y'all know that I don't always look like a bum. So today is Saturday, April the 29th, and we are 2 days, 2 days away from surgery, technically. I have a laparoscopic myomectomy scheduled for Monday, first thing Monday morning, and so I am in my last kind of day or two of preparation, and so I promised that I would come back and make another video about my pre-op, my pre-admissions appointment. And so I had that on Thursday. It's crazy because the amount of time that I spent waiting for the appointment to take place and getting everywhere I needed to go, and I had another ultrasound done that day too. And so I went in, probably got in around 9:15. My appointment was at 10, and talked to the nurse, went over all of this, these papers for everything in preparation for Monday. And then I went back over to my doctor's office, and they did another ultrasound to make sure everything was still good, that nothing new popped up, and pretty much essentially cleared me for surgery. The appointments were super quick. I received a special wash to bathe in for Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, since my surgery is on Monday. But other than that, the pre-op appointment went really smoothly. Of course, you are not able to eat the day of surgery, and so at midnight, which I usually don't eat that late anyway, so it's cool, but I can't eat anything after midnight. I can have water, and then Monday morning I have to consume a 20-ounce Gatorade before surgery. And so that 20-ounce Gatorade before surgery is a part of what's called, I had to look at the paper, but it's part of the enhanced recovery after surgery process. And so essentially with that process, from what I've read, it's to, I'm going back to my papers, but it's to help you recover after surgery and to help hydrate your body. Specifically, it says that enhanced recovery after surgery patient education, which is this paper that I have here, that the protocol has been shown to significantly reduce overall complications and hospital stay in many institutions across the United States. And so the purpose of it is somewhere in here. Oh, okay. It says ERAS uses the best medical and surgical practices to reduce post-surgery pain, increase early physical activity, and stimulate bowel function. And so have to drink a 20-ounce Gatorade before 4:30 a.m. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not thrilled about that. Not because I don't like Gatorade, but I feel like I'm gonna have to force my body to drink a lot of liquid at a time where I'm usually asleep. And so that should be interesting. But right now, like I said, I am roughly 2 days from surgery. I still feel pretty good. I've pretty much had like a gallon of water every day up until I didn't have it today. You see how oily my face is, neither here nor there, but I drank a gallon of water Monday through Friday for the most part. I fasted and came off of meat for the most part as well. Anything that if I did end up eating any meat at all, it was super light. So like yesterday, I had salmon, and so nothing super duper heavy for me. I did this for me. It is not anything that my doctor suggested. It is something that I wanted to do to help my body prepare for surgeries. I changed my eating habits because post-surgery, I'm gonna have to have a couple of light meals anyway. And so I wanted my body to be acclimated to that and it not be shocked that, I'm eating soup and Jell-O and applesauce. So yeah, my pre-op appointment, we went through all of this paperwork, discussed what I could and could not do before surgery. Had to stop taking my multivitamin, and then everything else, I don't take the morning of surgery. So the cutoff for everything essentially is the night before surgery, midnight. Not having anything to eat. I can still have things to drink, but I can't have anything to eat. That's the biggest thing. I spoke to my doctor on Thursday as well, and I was asking her different questions, and I guess they're on my phone, and I'm making the video on my phone, so I can't go through everything that I asked her from my memory right now. I'll have to go back and write them down or something, figure something out. But I was talking to her about physical activity and what that would look like, because I am a person who I go to the gym every day. With the exception of the weekends, I go every day. And so I found out that I can't exercise until I come back to see her. So she told me that a week after my surgery, I'm going to come back and see the nurse practitioner, and she's going to check my incision site. And then I'll come back to see her in 6 weeks, like 6 weeks after surgery, to go back and check everything, to do a post-op appointment. And so I said, yeah, what about the gym? Like, what about physical activity? She's like, well, yeah, you can't do any of that. It's like, don't do any of that until you come back and see me. I said, and how long was that? She said 6 weeks. I was like, yeah. So that'll be an adjustment. Because I am a very active person in general. My life is very busy. I have a lot going on any given day. And so to not go to the gym for 6 weeks, I think it's going to be an adjustment, no doubt. I think I'm going to be fine, but the thought of it was just very daunting. I was like, man, 6 weeks, no gym, and I'm already limiting, my activities with all of the things that I have going on. And so I was like, this is going to be interesting. So more to come on that as I document the second half of this journey. I'm really proud of myself, guys, because I have documented this process leading up to surgery. Hopefully I make it to putting everything together and maybe putting it on YouTube or something. I don't know. But anyways, I'm just proud of myself that I've documented the journey this far. So in terms of any other pre-admission things, let's see. Of course, they don't want you to wear contacts. If you are a contact wearer, you wear your glasses in the day of surgery, and that is because contacts dry out. And, after surgery, you are so out of it that the last thing you're going to be thinking about is taking out contact lenses. And so when you have surgery and go through any process like this, they ask you to not to have your glasses with you. And so that's something. Of course, no makeup whatsoever, no perfumes, no lotions, no hairpins. Can't take any type of aspirin or NSAID products, so like ibuprofen, no diet pills, no vitamin E, which is why I had to stop the multivitamin. I already talked about the special soap that I have to shower in it was yesterday up until Sunday. You can't have any polish on your nails or your toes. Also was sad about that. So I had to remove everything off my nails and off my toes. What else? I talked about the advanced recovery after surgery process, the shower prep. Everything else was just, information to be provided before surgery as a whole, in terms of like the shower instructions and kind of what to expect with the anesthesia. And so, I can't believe I finally, essentially I made it here. I have this, before I decided to go through with having this procedure done, I spoke to 2 other physicians and they wanted to perform an open myomectomy, and I was not comfortable with that. So I stopped looking. I stopped searching. I stopped trying to figure out what to do about these fibroids, right? Because the last thing I wanted to do was have someone cut all the way across. And I just didn't get the feeling, the peace, the reassurance that I needed to be like, okay, you can have my life in your hands. I talked to 2 physicians and I was like, yeah, the first one was absolutely hell no. Okay. It was absolutely not. The second one was, she just didn't do it for me. She was very nonchalant. It was her approach to me was essentially like, you can do the surgery or you can't. It doesn't make me any difference. She said to me, if I don't have to do another myomectomy in my life, I'd be okay with that. And I was like, well, that's helpful. Not really, but I just wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan. And so she was a no for me. And so after that, I stopped looking. It was having a random conversation at a writing retreat that I attended that I had gotten to a place where I was comfortable talking about the fibroids, because honestly, when I first found out about it, I didn't want to talk to anybody about it. I had this internal turmoil of, oh my God, you know, like, is this going to affect me having children? How is this going to affect my life? Like, I'm sure these things have been here for years and nobody's ever told me. I panicked, right? And so it took a long time for me to be comfortable even having the conversation with anybody, yet alone a group of strangers. All of them weren't strangers, but the vast majority of them were. Like, having this conversation with a group of strangers about what was going on with my body. But I am so glad, so glad that I did, because as a result of that, I received a referral for a gynecologist located in Birmingham, Alabama, who had a procedure. I threw away the paper, but she had a procedure for a less invasive approach to taking out fibroids. But that procedure, I could not do it because of the size of my fibroids. I have one fibroid that's about 9 to 10 centimeters, and the process was more effective on fibroids that were about no larger than 6 centimeters. And so she presented to me the laparoscopic myomectomy. We talked through all the different ways to treat fibroids in terms of surgical methods. And at the end of our conversation, she said to me, you know, I want you to go home and think about this. She's like, it's your body. It's your decision. I want you to go home and think about this. She said, think about it and pray about it and let me know. And I just had such a peace that came over me when she told me that, because I was like, I talked to all these people, did all this research, and not once did anybody ever say, pray about it. And so I left the appointment feeling great. Like, it was the first time in my life I felt seen as it related to dealing with my health and these fibroids. It was the very first time I felt seen. And when I left there at peace, and she acknowledged every question, every concern, she acknowledged everything. She took the time to talk to me. She did not rush. She was not in a hurry. She did not give me this nonchalant, damned if you do, damned if you don't attitude. And I felt seen. And that meant a lot to me. It meant everything to me. And because I walked away feeling comfortable, feeling reassured, feeling heard, and feeling seen, I finally had peace about going forward with the decision to do the laparoscopic myomectomy. Of course, I still went home and prayed about it, and I just knew it was time. I've known about this diagnosis since 2019. I think I talked about that earlier on in my videos, but I've known about this diagnosis since 2019. And after dealing with the roller coaster of emotions that came with the diagnosis, I went from, oh, well, let me try this holistic approach, to let me try the do nothing approach, to let me look into this again, because now it is affecting my quality of life. And so that's where we are. I've documented this journey as a way to help share this experience for someone who may be going through the same thing. Someone who just doesn't know what to do. They're in a spiral. They don't know what to do and what to prepare for leading up to surgery. That's who this is for. It's not to reach a whole bunch of people. It's to reach the one right person. That's all I care about. And so in doing some research, I'm going to go through some of the tips that I received. I feel like I got off on a little tangent, but I guess a necessary one. But I am going to go through some of the tips that I've read through as it pertains to preparing and leading up for surgery, which ultimately also helps me make the decision to fast. I have to go and grab those things. So I'm gonna be right back. I think one very important thing that I forgot to mention was that you cannot drive yourself, or you can drive yourself to the hospital, but you cannot leave alone from the hospital. When you have any procedure done, especially one that requires for you to go under any type of anesthesia, you're not able to drive yourself. And so if you're watching this, trying to figure out what to do, how to plan, know that you have to have someone who can take you to and from the hospital for your procedure, for your operation, for your surgery. And you have to have someone who can stay with you for at least 24 hours after the surgery, because you cannot be alone. You are not coherent enough to function by yourself, to make decisions, to do anything by yourself. And so it is very important to be able to have someone that you can trust throughout this process. A support system makes a hell of a difference, trust me. So based on some of the research that I've done on YouTube University, I received some pretty helpful, my dogs are under me, but I received some pretty helpful tips as it relates to, some things to do to help prepare, to be prepared after surgery. And so one of those things involved, like the day before surgery, or a couple of days before surgery, not to have these big heavy meals. It's best to eat light, because your body is going to be going through this thing, right? And so trying to eat these big heavy meals is not good for you. It makes the recovery process tiny bit harder. And so if you are able, I would start to, clean up your eating and decrease being a little overzealous in your diet. And so for me, I don't really eat a lot of red meat. I eat it every now and then. So maybe like my birthday, special occasions, I'll have red meat. For the most part, I only eat fish and chicken. That's just me. But like I said, leading up to the procedure, I was fasting. I came off of meat for a couple of days. And so I've been eating really light and a lot cleaner for the last week or so. So that's a tip to take into consideration, is to eat lighter meals 2 or 3 days before you get ready to have your surgery, to have your procedure. Another tip is a heating pad to put on your stomach. This is just a heating pad that I got from Amazon, but the tip that I saw was to get a heating pad, to help with the pain. And so that's a tip to put in your bag of things. I don't know how any of these things are going to work yet, because I have not used them. I'm just sharing with you what I learned and what I bought in preparation for everything. And so another thing was Miralax. Oh, it's getting blurry. Miralax. Another thing was to buy Miralax. And Miralax helps, it's a stool softener. It helps relieve constipation. And so when they put you on pain medication causes you to get constipated. And so the Miralax helps counteract that effect. Another thing was, this is off-brand, guys. It's the Equate version, but gas relief. They inject a gas into you. I'm missing something. They inject a gas, found it, into you before surgery. And so what comes in has to come out, right? And so when that gas comes out, it's painful. And so this is like, it's an off-brand version of Gas X. See? Can you see it? Probably not. But anyways, it's an off-brand version of Gas X. And so when they go through the surgery, they inject, I think it's carbon dioxide, whatever it is. Don't quote me on that. They inject gas into you to be able to make their way around. And so what comes in has to come out. And when it comes out, I've heard it's pretty painful. And so this is to help counteract that. I also talked to my doctor about this, and she recommended getting a stool softener and, some type of gas relief things. And so she said she said people don't complain about the pain of the incision site, they complain about the pain from the gas. So go get you one of them. The last thing I have is papaya enzyme. Papaya enzyme is still a dietary supplement that helps you go to the bathroom. And so I've never taken papaya enzyme before, but this will be my first time, so I'm interested to see how it works. But these are the 3 things that I have to help me prepare for surgery. It is the papaya enzyme, Gas X, gas relief, Miralax, and a heating pad. So hopefully these things help make your recovery process smoother, and you know to get it beforehand because you watched this video. Other than that, I'm going to be back with one final video before surgery on tomorrow, if I remember. Anything after this point is going to all involve me talking through what happens after surgery, and so I think those would be pretty interesting. So until next time, I thank you guys for watching my very first YouTube little series or whatever. If you found this video, if you have questions or anything, you know, drop them in the comments. I'll answer them to the best of my ability, but only through the lens of my experience, nobody else's. It's not any type of advice to tell you what to do. It's just recommendations on what I've done and how it may or may not have helped me. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. As hello beautiful people, as I have been doing different things throughout today to prepare for surgery and to prepare for Birmingham, as much as I've done this week to prepare for surgery, nothing has quite hit me like packing my bags did. It's kind of like things really shifted into perspective when I was packing my bags to go to Birmingham in a very short amount of time. I felt this burst of emotions that I knew would come at some point in time, but so yeah, that's today. I think that the emotional aspect of everything is beginning to kick in now that, you know, it's like a day before surgery. So here we are. I am back. I had to get my life together right quick, but I had just dropped off my dog, so it was kind of like another step in this process of all the things that have to happen for me to get ready for surgery. So essentially this was a very, very, very difficult decision for me to make. I have never gone through anything like this before in my life. The most I've had ever is my wisdom teeth taken out and a light ran down my throat to check my esophagus, but never anything of this magnitude. And so there, you can only imagine the emotions that kind of came flooding in as I was getting, you know, taking care of everything today. And so that's kind of it's kind of where I am today. Feels it wasn't this morning, it's kind of like this afternoon has just felt very emotional. So next time I make a video, it'll be when I am on the other side of this. So, you know, more to come.